Good morning. It is Friday, the 8th of February, 2013. Here's all the news it's worth talking about in Panama today. Okay, the big story today in La Prensa. The mayor of Chimay has been removed from his position. It has to do with a scandal involving the transfer of the land that belongs to the municipal government of Chimay. And then there's this whole mix of this guy was a Panamanista, and then he changed over to the Cambio Democrático party, and then he changed back, and this whole thing is mixed with politics between the Panaministas and the Cambio Democrático. So anyway, I guess yesterday the governor of the province of Panama, Main Correa, ordered his separation from the position based on a court order that was dated the 10th of February 2012, which actually sentences him to 3 years in prison. Okay, so he's out. Now, he had already left the Cambio Democrático party and returned to the Panaministas, but his deputy is in Cambio Democrático. So you get him out of there, Cambio Democrático, a guy steps up. Again, it's one of these things where you have law and justice and complaints mixed with the justice system and politics and politicians, and who really knows? I mean, the corrupt politicians only go down when they're in the wrong political party, when whoever's not in power can go after them. The people that are in power obviously never go down themselves. So anyway, Mayor of Chimay is out. That's the big headline for today. Okay, the Carnival is getting started. The Exodus has started. There's stories here about how there's already lines at the bus terminal and people are lining up and getting ready to go. So Carnival is starting. Now there's not going to be a whole lot going on between now, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. For the next 4 days, the only real story is this is how many cars went across the Bridge of the Americas. This is the accident that happened because some dumbass got drunk and, got busted. How many tickets the police have handed out for drunk drivers or people that don't have their driver's licenses or cars that don't have their license plates or whatever. In other words, law enforcement activity related to all of this Carnival stuff. The Carnival activities themselves and then all the bad things that happen related to Carnival. But there's not going to be anything that's politics or government or any of that. Hopefully there's no natural disaster or weather stuff. And, it always happens. During the Carnival celebrations, every police officer is working. Not a single cop has a day off or is on vacation or is not at their position. They're all on the job. That goes for police. That goes for people like the Senafront and the Senan and the Senaproc. All of the security agencies, they're all working 100%. And they're tasked with making sure that the country is secure during this period of carnivals. Now, you remember Billy Cook? He was arrested in February of 2005 trying to smuggle a couple of kilos of cocaine out of the Tucuman airport during Carnival because he said, it's during Carnival and everybody's going to be distracted and nobody's going to be looking. I'll just sneak out of here with a couple of kilos of coke. And every cop in the world is working and they're pissed because they got to work. So they're trying to bust your ass. So if you're thinking about doing something dumb or stupid, the next 4 days is like the worst time, okay? So anyway, be happy, be fun, be safe, have a good time during Carnival, but don't break the law because there's cops every friggin' place. The Minister of Health, also related to Carnival, says that they're up and running and they've got 80 health installations installed around the country, and they're going to have their inspectors out there looking at, checking the food and looking at the people who have make sure they've got their little permits to be selling food on the street and all that stuff. So they're going to be doing their whole thing. And then, Doctora Gioconda Gaudiano, my friend, the best dermatologist in the country, was on TVN this morning talking about protect yourself from the sun. Use sunblock, use hats, use long sleeve shirts, because everybody goes out in the sun during Carnival and they get sunburned. And then, unfortunately, Dr. Gaudiano is the person who deals with them when they have skin conditions and things like skin cancer, what have you. So anyway, Salud to Doctora Gaudiano, and use sunblock, use hats, don't get sunburned. Okay, also here in Veraguas, and also related to Carnival. Now, what they do during the Carnival celebrations, they have the things where they hose everybody down with water. You know, they've got the water tanks and everybody's jumping and getting drunk and stupid and all that shit. Well, what they do is they'll put up a security fence around that area. Then they'll check people as they're coming in. They do a filter where you can't bring in knives and guns and pepper spray and you know, there's a list of things that you cannot bring in. And they've got these checkpoints set up that basically they'll search everybody. They pat everybody down on the way in. Again, and they're talking about here in Veraguas where they're setting up their operation and they're getting all that. But they're going to be doing that everywhere. They do it in Las Tablas, they do it in Panama City, they do it in Veraguas, they do it in Chitre. Every place there's a Carnival celebration, they do these things to make sure that, once again, all the cops are working. They got nothing better to do. Okay, moving on here in the Critica. They busted a guy in Santa Cruz, in Corundu, who had police uniforms. Yes, he's not a cop, but he had police uniforms, and what he would do is he would use these uniforms and he would set up like a fake roadblock and then rip people off. So, anyway, he went away. And there are people, this morning, there were people in the area of Pacora, and they're land invaders, people that don't own the land where they were trying to live, and they'll go into somebody else's land and they'll mark it off with string. You know, it's like, oh, here's my lot, and there's your lot, and they just do it. It's real, you know, it's just informal, it's illegal. And then they'll set up a tent. It's like, it's ours now. Well, the owner of the land found out about it, notified the authorities. The authorities went in there and bulldozed all these little, you know, they're just sticks with, you know, they're shacks. It's more like to put a look and feel like somebody's living there when they're really not. And then all these people that were pissed that this happened went out and closed the road in Pacora. This is out going towards the Darien. But then the cops showed up and moved him out of the road. So there was just a little demonstration this morning right at about dawn. Okay, now, this is always funny when this happens. They're starting to work to build the new bridge over the Panama Canal on the Atlantic side in the province of Colón. Now, this was a contract that's worth $288 million, handed down by I believe it's by the Panama Canal Authority. And these guys are out there moving dirt, and they're getting ready to start their building project. The mayor of Colón shows up and ordered that the work be stopped because the company has not paid their municipal taxes. Okay? This is just one of those things that it happens every now and then. You'll have some big company doing a big government contract, and they show up, and then Knucklehead shows up and says, "You owe us $6 million. Well, okay, yeah. It's just silly. Sometimes in Panama, things take a lot longer than they should take to get done because of things like this. And all it takes is someone, if someone wants to help you along, then things go smoothly. And if somebody wants to screw you up, then they can get screwed up for years. This guy is going to he'll either get paid or steamrolled, one or the other. There's only two options. So we'll see how that goes. But it happened apparently yesterday or today. Okay. And last one. Okay, this is in the Mediario, and I'm a little bit over. Okay, they busted a thing, and this was in Gonzanillo. This is the ones that you normally find out about them when they go boom. This guy had an operation set up where he would buy the very large tanks of gas, and then he would refill the smaller tanks himself, and that was his business, was a clandestine gas tank refilling station that was not properly authorized or inspected or anything like that. He's basically doing it in a residential neighborhood, okay? And yeah, normally when you find out about those things, it's because they exploded and there's a hole in the ground, and normally the knucklehead that was doing it is dead, and yeah, it obviously not safe. So anyway, they found out about that one and they shut it down. Okay, that's it. All right, just a couple of notes here. Somebody wrote me an email and said, why do you use the sunglasses? Like, what's up with the sunglasses, dude? Well, the reason why I use the sunglasses is because if I don't use the sunglasses and then I'm doing this and I'm going, okay, what was the time, what was the date on that contract? And then you see my beady little eyes dancing around on the screen and it's distracting. It just doesn't look good. So I use the sunglasses just because you can see the reflections of the screens, and you're not looking at my, me trying to figure out what was the date on that contract, or was it $288 million on that contract, or whatever. And it's just, I mean, for me anyway, it seems a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I'm not trying to be Joe Cool or whatever, but it just seems to work better. And the other thing is, I'm out for Carnival, leaving today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm not exactly sure. I might come back on Monday to beat the traffic. I'm going to have my mobile reporting technical kit, with my laptop and tablet and cell phone and internet connections and all that shit. And I'll try to do something. But to be honest with you, the bottom line here is in Panama for the next 4 days, the only thing happening is a party. And the news reporting is about the party that's happening. So it's kind of like, I know there's a lot of people up in the States that are not on Carnival, or, people in the Northeast are looking at a snowstorm, but down here, it's summertime, hot, beer, beach, pool, and that's what the reporting is going to look like. So you can expect me to go to about at half speed between now and the next 4 or 5 days or so. Other than that, one more thing. Just remember, take a look on Facebook, Laura K. Bocus Yoga. Her dog needs an operation. She has a dog that has a bad knee or something like that. So she was asking, I made a donation to help pay for the vet, to pay for the operation on her dog's hip or knee or something. But whatever. If you care about that kind of thing, take a look on Facebook. It's Bocus Yoga, Laura K. She's a really cool chick, lives in Bocus, does yoga. Great person. I know her, and she's a friend. So if you feel like helping out with her dog's deal, then that would be nice too. All right, well, I'm way over. It's 12 minutes. There's a new record. Bye. Have a great Carnival. If you're in the Northeast, have a great snowstorm. See ya.